Alrighty, so the lighting is real bad apparently. Who do I have in here? Anyone yet? What is going on with the view? I don't know who's in here. Hello? Is it really blurry or is it just me? And is it really loud? Do you can hear me okay? Can you hear me? Yay, okay. And is the color like really blurry? I don't know what's going on with the camera. I don't know. It's not that bad. It just looks really bad on my end for some reason. I don't really know why. So, just gonna throw all over Facebook that I'm live because it's kind of a spare of the moment thing. Gotta figure out how to share it. Hey Dan, what is up, guys? I don't know if there's many people in here yet, but I think everyone's still kind of filtering in. Is the tank behind me really loud? I tried to turn I tried to adjust the settings on it so that it wasn't quite so loud, but I might have to unplug it. Sounds good? Okay, awesome. So I don't know how many more people are gonna come in, but thank you, Dan, by the way. I appreciate that. Thank you. I just saw the notification on my phone, so thank you. So if anyone's new, I'm Shishi. It's just little me. But I can't wait. Hey, I haven't seen you in forever. Hello, guys. So there's a few things that I kind of wanted to touch on again today. And I was actually trying to make a video today, and I don't know what's wrong with me. I just kept getting emotional, and everything I said just sounded so stupid, and I kept like self-criticizing like really bad. And I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna try and record anything. I'm just gonna go live later and talk about stuff. So for those of you who haven't seen me since the last live stream, what do you think of the purple hair? I like it. So that's one change. And at first I thought I was having some sort of midlife crisis. But actually I really like it. I was scared at first, but now I'm embracing the purple. So it's definitely different, but I like it. Now, my other topic that I wanted to kind of touch on was actually, before I go any further, I wanted to apologize for like the really weird glare. I'm trying to get the studio lighting in an area where it's not reflecting off of the fish tank. And so far, I haven't found that happy kind of medium place yet. So I've got the weird. They are my beautiful goldfish. I absolutely love them. And I don't know what happened in there. I did a water change and now it's, hey Shelby, I did a water change and now it's like all kind of cloudy. So apparently somebody in there is not very happy with my standard of clean. They want their standard of clean. Thank you, Shelby. But so yeah, there's 4 comets and 3 Oranda in there. And originally I had 6 comets. 1 arrived dead. I don't know what happened. They came. I paid like $35 or $40 for overnight shipping for them, and there was another one like this yellow one, and it was like yellow on the top and white on the bottom. And for whatever reason, the bag was sealed with one of those metal, like with a metal clip. I don't know how to explain it really, but rather than them tying it with an elastic band or heat sealing it or whatever, they tied it with with one of those metal clips.
I didn't get
that. Siri's talking to me. Okay, be quiet. Go away. And the bag actually leaked all the air out, so there was no air. And when I got the box, the bottom of the box was wet. And so I was completely upset by that. Then I found that one of them had actually passed in the shipping overnight. So that kind of threw my alarms up with them. But the other 5 did really well. And then I moved them from their tub into this, which is actually bigger. And my one Shibunkin actually went into some sort of shock and she passed away. But you know, these things happen unfortunately, but the rest of them are doing perfectly well. I love them. They make me smile like I can't even imagine. I could be in the worst mood ever and I sit right here and I just sit and I look at them and their silly little faces I just absolutely adore them. I absolutely adore them. So that's the one change that I've been working on. It's my little studio area. I've been trying to get it looking how I want it to look, and so far it's not going the way I wanted it to, but that kind of figures. You know what, Nola? I absolutely their little faces. I melt every time I see them. And that's a little female there. I don't know how well they come up. This bigger one here, the Oranda, that's a male. I've got 2 male Orandas and 1 female Oranda, and then the comets are all, I believe all the comets are all female. But I love them. They make me giggle just because I don't know. I don't even know what the reason is. They just make me laugh. They bring me so much joy. So I figured because they make me smile so much, maybe that them crashing into each other and would make everyone else giggle when they're watching them behind me and goofing off. And occasionally I see one just come up above my shoulder and you just see them with their little mouths going. They're comical. So if anyone doesn't keep goldfish, I recommend them just because they're so much fun. And I don't know if this light is like just too much or what. Yeah, you know, I really wanted to do koi for a while. Like I was really like, yes, I gotta get koi. I'm not so sure. Just I'm concerned that I'm gonna invest because me being me, I'll find that particular one that I want, and on my luck it'll be like a $400, $500 fish, and then a raccoon's gonna come and eat it, and I'm gonna cry, and I'm just not gonna be very happy. So I figured, you know what? And that's part of the reason I ended up deciding to go with this tank for now. And yeah, and they get so big and you just need so much space. Right now, that's a 75. And well, actually, I'm not sure. I think it's either a 75 or a 90. It was a free tank, and it's definitely an older tank. But this thing is water changed literally every day. Like every day, it gets its water changed, and then on top of that, the filter gets cleaned every other day. So, and it's got air going. It's got a second filter up there. It's got a big hang on the back behind there. So I trust me, they are dirty, dirty, dirty fish. And I don't have a substrate in there for the pure and simple fact that I don't like dirty tanks. So these guys, it's a good size, honestly, and I'm not going to even try and pull the wool over anybody's eyes. It's not big enough. Really, they need a lot more space than that. But even though um, even though it is a little bit on the small side, because they're about 5 inches each one of them, except for the tiny little female. She's only probably about 3.5, 4 inches. But the other ones are a good 5.5 inches. So really, it's technically it's a little bit too small for them, but I take real good care of it. So yeah, I don't like gravel. I've seen so many things about goldfish actually getting gravel stuck in their throats and dying and choking on it and dying. So I would rather not. Like, I don't mind sand so much. If I was going to put anything in there, it would be sand, because goldfish are sifters. So they're, being a member of the carp family, they're always like sifting the bottom of the tank or the bottom of wherever they're at, whether it be yeah, they really are, damn. Like, there are some amazing fish. I really want to get some Raikin. I just love them. And maybe at some point or another I might even attempt to breed them. But not just yet, because they take a lot of space and a lot of room and a lot of care. So it's definitely something that maybe I'll look into in the future. But right now I have a lot of different plans that are going to be transpiring here real soon. So my fish room, I was going to do like a little tour before, and that's what I was trying to record before, but I kept getting stupid because I did something. And yes, pearl scales are adorable. Oh my god. And I love the ones with I forget what they're called, crown pearls. They're either called crown pearl scales, or I forget, but they've got the big bubbles on their head. I love them. Oh my god, they're so cute, so adorable. And actually, the one day I was filming a video with Chris from Palmer Aquatics. It was for his channel. And as I was filming, one of them jumped and scared the life out of me. And actually, I don't know if you'd actually be able to see it in the video, but one of them actually jumped. Isn't that crazy? Like, so many, and they're so simple. Like, goldfish are such a simple fish that everyone kind of like overlooks them. I get probably some of the most amount of pleasure out of these guys. Like, I could sit here for countless hours just watching them crash into each other, beg at the corner. This is like this corner here is their begging corner. This is where they sit and they wait for me to come in. And I swear to God, like, there's over to the left here, there is actually like I hung like a comforter to try and block some of the light from the left-hand side. The left-hand side of this room. And every single time I come around there, they're all in this corner waiting for me to feed them, and they're all just swimming up and down in the corner just waiting. Like, I don't even know how they could possibly know that I'm there, but they seem to sense it. And I love them. I absolutely love them. But something else I wanted to I did. I used to keep blood parrots a long time ago, but I had one that was about this big, and it ate and decimated everything in my tank, and it was evil. Absolutely, this thing was pure evil. But he even killed one of my my nine. I had a 9-inch common pleco, and he killed it. So and I know it was him as well. That was a long time ago. Because I used to, when I was younger, I actually used to work in an aquatic center, like a pet store with an aquatic center on it, and I literally lived in there, and that was one of my first experiences with ropefish and bashers. And actually, I saved them a lot of money because I figured out that even when you had the plastic cover on the top of the tank, there was like a little hole, like this kind of size, and they would get up and out of them. And I was just, it was, oh yeah, he was horrible. That fish was just mean. He ate everything. It didn't matter whether it was this big or this big. He ate it. He destroyed all of my plants. He uprooted everything in the tank. And I mean, I think that was a 125 tank, and he ended up being the last thing left in there. And I was like, someone's got to take him. And he's nasty. But he was a really mean fish. But I'm definitely embarking on a new chapter. I don't know if anyone really kind of has watched the progression of how my fish room was like. I think it was just over a year ago, and to how it is now. I went through a whole. There was so much that happened. My husband allowed me to basically have the basement as my fish room, which was, for me, it was fantastic. But this whole basement was like a haven for somebody who collects just whatever. There was old wooden shelving from like the 1940s, and there was a massive workbench behind me here. And the workbench actually worked out pretty well for me because I had like all of my tanks on it, and because it was so big and sturdy, I could put all of the tanks in a row along it. But it was just ugly. Like it was just, so I ended up having a huge flood in my basement. And that was when I discovered that there was a really, really bad water problem down here. And all the water was coming in from outside when it rained. So my landlord actually came and dug up the whole back end of the basement and fixed it. So now there's a sump pump that if there's ever any rainwater that comes in, it takes it straight out of the house. And I also use it for water changes. I siphon straight into it, and it takes the water out. And so that was like the first big change, and ripping every single scrap of wood and all the, like the little man that lived here, he had all this shelving, and I mean it was everywhere, and old sections of carpet on the floor. And he took all of that stuff out. We took all of that stuff out, painted the walls white with like a lock seal paint to try and stop some of the water from coming in. And so that was up until now. And now today was a huge day for me. Just absolutely crazy day for me. And I have I have gone from having a couple of tanks and started breeding the beta and learning about the beta and learning everything that possibly is and being absolutely infatuated with them, to growing my fish room. Now, my ultimate goal always was to eventually have wall-to-wall tanks from top to the bottom, just tanks everywhere. Like that's my little water wall. Like that's literally what this is gonna be for me. So today I actually just made a purchase of a lifetime, and it's not gonna happen just yet, but the wheels are in motion now. Through quite a bit of patience and perseverance, and just this is exactly it, because I'm already thinking about what I'm trying to say, and I'm already starting to be like, what is happening? This is crazy. I found someone local to me, and he has an entire fish room for sale. I mean, the tanks are already drilled, all of the appliances that go with them, um, all the plumbing, all the accessories, all of the heaters, filters, lights, you name it, it's there. And I just put the money down on it. And it's just, I can't even put it into words how amazing. I can't even put it into words. Like, I it's like 60 plus tanks. And not only is it 60 plus tanks, there is saltwater equipment, there is lights, there's plant lights, there is, oh my God, it's gonna literally take me 2 or 3 months just to get the stuff to, hey, just to get the stuff to my basement, and then start working on rearranging everything. And I'm either completely nuts, I've completely lost it, or I'm definitely on my way. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure exactly where it is right now. Hey, Valley Fish, how are you? Excuse me, I'm sorry. So I am I am so excited about it. And I was sitting and I was trying to like record it, like I did the little video getting in my car, and being like, oh my God, you guys, guess what? I tried to do the whole video thing, and I just kept welling up and starting to like almost cry. And Dan, the majority of them are 20 longs, so they are perfect for just about everything that I kind of want to do with them. And they range between 20 longs to 15s and 10s predominantly. And also, they're all drilled in the bottom for overflow systems. Every single one of them is already drilled. I don't have to do it. I just pop them in the slots, stick the tubes in, fill them with water, and they're done. So I am like, I cannot even believe my luck. Like, who? Who in their right mind? And not that I'm complaining, because I am completely over the moon. What is with this light? Ugh. I'm completely over the moon. I'm completely ecstatic. I still don't know. It's still almost like kind of surreal to me that it's even happening, but it's happening. And now I'm just like, wow. This bubble nest is located in northeast Pennsylvania. And this bubble nest is about to go under a huge expansion. So basically, I have like 500 square foot. My basement is about 500 square foot to work with. And I am just completely beside myself. I mean, I know, don't get me wrong, I know it's gonna be a really, really long process, and it's not gonna be ready anytime soon for me to be like, oh hey, look what I did, look what I have, because I still have to build the stands, because every single rack for them has to be custom built, because I don't have the height. It's probably about 6 foot at a push to the rafters here, like with my hair tied up, my hair gets stuck up in the rafters and I get spiders. And yeah, that's not very nice. And I've noticed I've got a couple that are moving in, and that's why I keep looking over there in that corner, because there's one over there and I don't like him. Yeah, the King of DIY has taught us to make stands. And yeah, Dan, exactly. And also, like, I kind of wanted to film the process because I want to do it predominantly by myself, which is why the 20 gallons are absolutely perfect. They're not too heavy to move around. They're not, they're fairly simple. They're not heavy tanks. This was heavy. This thing has like half-inch thick glass on it, and this thing is incredibly heavy, and trying to get it down into my basement through my Bilco doors was yeah, that wasn't fun. I actually ended up having to have my my husband and son slid it down, like we put wood down on the stairs to slide it down the stairs because we just couldn't carry it down. They're awkward. Yeah, she's about 2.5 hours from me. So, I'm not completely new to this. Very aware of I'm very aware of the pros and cons, the expenses it's gonna create. I know obviously water bills are gonna spike. Not only are the water bills gonna spike, electricity is definitely gonna come into a factor with that. Now, because of the way that the system is already drilled, I already know that it's an overflow system, which is gonna have to run off a sump. Could I use plumbing to block the holes? Of course I can, but it may very well be, it's more than likely going to be a lot more cost effective for me to run it off of a large sump and filtrate all of the tanks, like each maybe one racking system on one sump, another racking system off another sump pump. So I kind of, I'm actually not, I'm new to YouTube, but I'm not necessarily. Yeah, that's true too. I'm just gonna try and maximize what I've got, and then I'll make tweaks here and there where I see it necessary. So it's definitely gonna be a journey. That's for sure. There's definitely gonna be a lot of learning. I've been in a fish room. I've worked in fish rooms. I've worked with the systems before. I've never actually had one on my own. So I am so excited, and like I'm still kind of like, wow, is this actually really happening? I cannot even, words can't express the kind of emotional roller coaster I'm going through right now, because I always had these dreams that it would be like maybe the next $1 gallon sale, I'll get maybe 4 or 5 tanks and I'll put those up, and then the one after that I get some more and I'll put those up. I never actually thought I would come across something like this that was within my reach. Like you see people selling 20 or 30 tanks. Actually, I've never seen anyone sell that many tanks in one hit, but you see people selling tanks all the time, and they're usually $20-$30 a piece. And then this guy comes along, and ironically, he's the same guy that I bought my 55-gallon off of a couple of years back. And he basically told me, well, this is the price. Do you want them? And I'm like, yes, sir. Yes, I do. So I actually went and met with him today, and I've had my eyes on this for a couple of months now, and I've been kind of watching it, because I was like, do I do it? Do I do it? Do I do it? And he kept lowering the price, and then it got to the point that I was like, I can't, I'm killing myself. I gotta go get it. I have to go and have it. So yes, I may have jumped the gun a little bit with it, but you know what? It's going to be a journey. It's going to be a really major learning curve, and it's a step closer to my ultimate goal. And I'm going to be able to explore new species, and I'm going to be able to share new species and share the process and the pros and cons. And I am so incredibly excited. And you're right, Shelby. Like, if it wasn't meant to be, it wouldn't happen right now. And with kind of a lot of, I'm like my own worst enemy. My own worst enemy. Absolutely 100%. And for the longest time I was like, I'm not gonna do this. Like, this is just, I'm out of my mind. But that's exactly it, Dan. I'm just so, and to be fair, right now I kind of need to expand a little bit because my beta, God love them, I love them to death. They are taking over my life. Like, and not that I would have it any other way, but right now I have I have probably about 125 that are right on that point of, they need to go their separate ways. Like, they really need to have that space also. And my plans for the future are to be able to have breeding stock and things that you guys can purchase. And I already have an eBay, like an eBay account, like an online shop, I guess you want to say. But I'm also in the process of trying to get them to up the the sales limit or whatever. Because right now they're only allowing me to list a certain amount of things, and I want to be able to list a lot more because I have a lot of fish. And you know, that was something else that is definitely something that I kind of wanted to do as well. Like, I wanted to do the tanks lengthwise, so you're looking into the end of the tank, not like the front of the tank like this. So you're looking into the ends of the tank. And right now I have I forget, they're either blue velvets or blue dreams. I always forget, but I have the blue neocardinia shrimp and I have the red neocardinia. So I am hoping, they just started breeding really, really well. And I'm hoping that they continue to breed. But obviously I'm gonna have to move those from where they're currently at, because that whole wall, this wall to the right here, is every bit of 20 feet or maybe more. So I have that whole wall to work with, and then I have a 14-foot wall across the back to work with, and then I have, it's gonna be fun. I'm just, I'm so incredibly excited, and it's gonna be a process. It's gonna be a long process, and it's gonna cost me quite a bit of money, especially, just the build itself, just building the racking systems for everything and getting everything into an order where it's working and making sure it's working to the way I want it to be working before even attempting to put fish in it is gonna be that's gonna be a process on its own, you know. And because I'm hell-bent on doing a lot of this myself, obviously my husband, God bless him, he will guide me if he thinks I'm doing something wrong, because I'm kind of there, just put it together, see how it works, just see. He's a lot more methodical than I am. He will tell me if my calculations are completely wrong. That's exactly right, Dan. Like, and that's exactly what there's so many different reasons that I want to explore. I'm sorry, my face is itching. There's so many different reasons and so many different species that I want to explore. Like, the history that surrounds beta is just mind-boggling. when I started reading about them and everything that kind of went into what we see, the product that we have now, I was just like, what? I couldn't even believe it. And that's what got me back into the hobby. This one little fish that I went and bought was his name is Rice, and he had a female companion called Sushi. And you guys have probably heard this story a billion times, but you know what? I will never get bored of saying it, because Rice is absolutely the reason that I'm here in front of this camera now, because I was like so blown away by the history of these little fish. Oh my God, I thought that was a spider. Sorry. I was so blown away by these little fish and the history and everything that has transpired over a course of a few hundred years to get them to what we have now. And it's the same with goldfish. The history of goldfish, amazing. It's just it's just so interesting and intriguing, and just makes me want to delve in further. So there is so many different species that I want to explore. Killifish, that's my new thing. I don't know if you guys know her, but her name is Sarah. I forget her last name. I'm sorry, Sarah. She was explaining some things about killifish and their process and their life cycle and their importance in the hobby, and how important it is for hobbyists to be keeping them, because there there was there's this thing where they're becoming like almost extinct in the hobby. And these little fish are amazing. They are so interesting and so intriguing, and their life cycles, and I'm just, I can't wait. So these 20 gallons are going to be absolutely phenomenal for breeding projects, for conservation projects. If there's any, if there's species that I can help keep in the hobby, even if it's just me that's helping keep them in the hobby, I don't care. I like them. But there's so many different species of fish and shrimp, and not only that, this equipment that I just purchased actually also has, hey Aquafunk, um, also has um, saltwater equipment in it. I've never touched saltwater in my life. Like, it was never something I was really interested in, but now it's like something that I'm able to explore when that time is right. I have all of these freshwater fish and all these freshwater species that I can just delve into, and now I have an ocean to explore too. So I'm like a little kid at a candy store. I'm not going to know what to do with myself. Once these systems are all up and running, I am going to be so incredibly excited all the time. I mean, I'm already an excitable person as it is. It's just the way I am. You know, I'm going to want to learn everything about all of these different species, and also get my knowledge up on certain species that I don't know much about. And trust me, there's a fair few species that I thought I knew about, and then I started reading, and I'm like, oh, didn't know that before. Aquafunk, we are talking about the fact that I just made a purchase of a lifetime, and I am expanding my fish room by about 60 fish tanks, and I am so excited because I didn't think it was. I knew eventually I would have wall-to-wall fish tanks. Eventually, I never thought that this would happen the way it kind of happened, and I never thought that I would have the opportunity that was presented to me. And this opportunity was kind of just smacking me in my face, like, take it, take it, take it. And I was like, okay, okay. Yeah, everything. Heaters, filters, lights, fish tanks. I mean, you name it. The Aquafung, they're all 20 longs, 10s, and 15s. And I'm just like, I'm so excited. And there's One of the lights is a coral life light, and it's like 5 foot long. And I'm thinking that I can grow some really, really nice plants with that. So that's something else that I'm going to be doing. Um, I am so like right now. I can't believe how blessed I am. The point in my life where I knew eventually it would happen. Eventually, I would get to that point. But I feel like I cheated like 50 steps. You know, I really feel like rather than me having to super gradually get like 10 tanks this month and 10 tanks next month, and rather than having to do that, I've been presented with an opportunity where I could have it all in one hit. And I'm just like, I'm so excited. And yeah, you know, it's still like one of those moments like pinch me. Is this real? Like I can't wait to get in my car and load my car up and drive it home and bring it all down and go back, pick up some more. I mean, that it's going to take me like 15 trips of picking all this stuff up. So I am like so excited. I am, oh my Lord, it's going to be fantastic. What kind of fish do you guys think that I should try once everything's up and running? And sorry, I thought that was a big spider. Um, yeah. So I want to know what kind of fish do you guys keep, and why should I keep the fish that you have? You know, I am so interested in killies. There are so many. I had no idea. Like honestly, killifish never really. I was under the assumption that these things only live for a year, and you had to provide certain spawning area for them. And I, I was I completely misunderstood the species. So now it's like now I know that there's so many different things with killifish. There's so many different kinds and different sizes, and I'm just like, wow. Yeah, I do like angelfish, and I was tempted to get angelfish before, but I think if I was to get angelfish, it would be more so to get them in and then sell them. It wouldn't necessarily be to keep them for my own pleasure. Um, Ultimately, that's kind of what I want to do. I want to be able to buy and sell. I want to be able to have adequate and ample space that I can learn them and sell them and educate about them at the same time. Rams are beautiful. I love rams. I do love rams. They're very, very, very beautiful. I also love the what are they called? Apistos. The ones that look like they have fire on their back. Oh, the Aquafunk, you just said it like literally exactly the same thing I said about the Apistos. I love the ones. I don't know the names of them, but they look like they have flames down their back and on their tail. They're beautiful. I love planted tanks. That's like kind of my new thing. So I decided that that's definitely. Sorry, something keeps like hitting me in my arm, and I don't know if it's the water from the tank or whether like there's actually some sort of bug attacking me. Absolutely, I want plants and everything. Like I never thought I could actually keep plants, and I never thought I liked plants because I've always killed them. Like I've never been able to keep plants before. I bought them and put them in my tanks, and then they're dead in a week, and I'm just like, said you're an aquatic plant. That's water. Why aren't you living? Yeah, you know, I never really knew what plants really needed, and it's just it's just hilarious because I bought some plants not too long ago. They've taken over my tank. I got bit. Sorry. Yes, I like that too. Yeah, it's so, and that's it, Dan. It's like having that tiny little snip of an aquatic area, and you can recreate nature and look at it through a glass box. Like, oh, I love it. And I love watching the way they behave, and I love watching how they act. My shrimp, again, they're another thing. I can sit and watch them for countless hours. I just love them. Like, I just sit there and I just watch them do their little shrimpy things and shoot off across the tank and then kind of come back doing their little shrimpy thing. I love it. And guppies, again, I never had any interest, like none. I never had any interest in keeping guppies ever. My husband bought me some for my birthday, and now I quite probably have a whole new strain of guppies on my hand that have not been seen before, and I'm very happy with my accidental surprises. So shrimp really are hilarious. My blue ones swim around the tank like this. I love it. My red ones are always on the bottom. Dan, you've seen my guppies, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. These guys are just, and I wish I could get pictures or video of it that you could actually see them, like really see them. The pictures just do them no justice. Their tails are like nothing I've ever seen before. I mean, I love them. They are so pretty. What kind of guppies did you get? Is it alien? Cobra's very pretty. I love cobras too. You know, and that was the weird thing. Like, guppies to me were always so boring. They were just so boring. I always wanted the cichlids, or I wanted the meaner fish, and not these stupid little guppies. These guppies, again, I sit for hours. I mean, right now I only have guppies beta, shrimp, plecos, goldfish, and a Thai silk flowerhorn. I think that's all I have. And they, I love watching them. I just absolutely, I love watching them. Like, I keep finding myself looking in the screen, watching the goldfish, or looking up over here, trying to see if my plecos are out. I have starlight bristlenose plecos, and oh, I don't want them to ever grow up. I mean, they're only about this big right now, but they're just so pretty. And I created a black water tank for them, and I love them. Plecos are like another thing that I absolutely love, but I want to keep like all of the smaller plecos so that I feel that way there's going to be less people just getting rid of the bigger plecos that new hobbyists or people that aren't able to keep big tanks don't end up buying by mistake. Well, because it's little, right? And somebody wants to make a fast buck. I'd rather have the smaller species. Smaller species. Oh my goodness, the smaller species. Let's try that again. I'd rather have the smaller species of plecos that I can educate people on. That, you know, this kind of pleco is not going to take over your life or your bathtub, and you're going to be safe to keep it forever until it dies. You know. Yeah, the super reds can be a little tough. Yeah, my bristlenose is not so much my starlights, but my I have albino bristlenoses, and they're rough. They zoom through the tank and uproot everything, and oh, those three are like my problem children. They are crazy, but I still love them. My males are starting to get the really nice branchy noses, and they're about 4.5 inches long now, so they're getting up there in size. And I think I have 2 males and a female. I'm hoping, but I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure yet. But hey, Select Pet, how are you? But it's definitely, there is so much I can explore now. And there's so much of it that I owe to a lot of you guys. A lot of my passion is fueled by your guys' curiosity or your guys' encouragement and support. Like I don't think a lot of people realize how supportive this community is. And for me personally, I definitely want to say a huge thank you to absolutely everybody that has ever come and sat in a live stream with me and listened to me be stupid. I I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. And actually I'm definitely at a point now where I'm just so glad that I'm not still emotional over it. Like I tried, honestly, I know it's stupid, but I genuinely tried for about 4 hours to record a video. And I just kept like welling up and started to cry. And I'm just like, you're so stupid. Who's gonna watch this? And it was just me like, I cannot believe that this is happening. My dreams are coming true. And like, I have 4 lime green. Sorry guys, I'm trying to see everything because I got this light up here glaring in my face. It's like um lime green antler tigers that never shown. Yeah, you guys are completely right. So like Pet and Alien World, sorry. It's the community is amazing and all of us have rallied so hard to support each other. And you just don't see that very often anymore. It's like a rare thing anymore. And I don't really understand why society has become the way it is, where everyone is just so I don't even honestly I don't even know how to explain it, but I just know that this community has been phenomenal. And for a long time I sat and I watched. I never really voiced my opinions. I never really I never really made my presence known for a long time. But I sat and I watched and I paid attention and there's and I was just like kind of blown away about how much togetherness we have as a community and how accepting everyone is. Like it's rare that anyone I mean you do see it from time to time, and actually I had kind of a rant video about it because there was so much negativity a few months back that I was just like, you guys need to stop. Like none of us want to deal with negativity. A lot of the reason that we have fish tanks is because they calm us down, they relax us, and they make us happy. So I'm not going to post my fish tank or my content on YouTube for someone to completely trash me over it or be negative towards me. You know what? If you have nothing to say, don't talk to me. So, but there's times where there is criticism that's needed, but there's ways to handle it and then there's ways not to handle it. And there were so many things that I saw that I'm just like, that's not the way to handle it. Like you should not be saying stuff like that to people. That's not only is it not nice, it's setting a really crappy standard for yourself and for the hobby that you're in and the community that you're supporting. And this is, if this particular individual is new to the hobby or new to the community and you've just gone after him like him or her, should I say, you go after that person in that. Yes, some people are just bullies. They think that behind a computer screen, that's it. I mean, and you see that a lot. But for the most part, the fish community is not like that. And that to me is just enriching. It's fantastic. Like, I absolutely love it. I love the community that we have. I love the support groups that we have, the network of us just getting to, not just getting together to meet each other, but you know, supporting one another in our journeys. And that has been a large part of me making the decisions that I've made, and me pushing so hard to make sure that these things actually end up happening. But to be honest with you, this expansion for my fish room has actually become, it was it was a should I, and then I was just like, yes, just go with it, do it. After a long conversation with my husband over it too, because obviously, he does have a say in it too. So, but he also understands my overall goals and my overall dreams, and how, you know this is another step in the right direction as to where I want to be in, say, five years. And actually, rather than it taking me 5 years to get to that point, now I can actually in 5 years possibly be at the point that I planned on being in 10 years. So exactly, Shelby. It's just, I think a lot of it I think a lot of it is where so many people have so much courage behind a computer screen because they're like, oh, no one can come and get me. Well, that's right. But you know what? That doesn't give you a right to be negative or nasty or mean to someone. There is a way of dealing with things, and that's certainly not it. And it's not even, and you know what? It's not even children that are doing it. It's not the younger community. It's the older community. It's people that are around my age and older that I've seen doing it. And I'm just like, did your mother not teach you something? Like, that's not how I was brought up. I definitely would not. I don't know. I just, like you said, keyboard warriors and people that just think that they have this. Well, they're behind a computer screen. They can say whatever they want to say. Well, you know what? That just still sets you apart as a crappy person. And we all learn. Everyone starts somewhere, and I can guarantee you guys, when I start bringing this equipment in and actually putting it together, you guys are going to see me make a hash of so many things, and so many people are going to be like, you are stupid, shishi, you're dumb. Because I am most likely going to be like, how many screws do I need for this one, and where am I supposed to, like, how do I add 20 and 20 together? Trust me, it's going to be a mess. It's going to be an absolute mess. But you know what? I don't care. It's mine. I'm excited. You guys give me the encouragement and the support to keep pushing, and for that I want to thank you too. And I'm going to try and read some of these comments because I have a hard time, so I have to lean forward. Oh, damn, that sounds so cool. That sounds so cool. And you know what, Alien World, you are completely right. So many people, it can be a jealousy issue. It really can. But you know what? For me, and I hope that this sets. Okay. So let me bring this back a little bit. I I am a mother of 8 children. 8. As a mother of 8 children and a wife, if I can do it, there is no reason that nobody else can't, should I say. If I can do it and if I can make my dreams come true with 8 children, now granted, 4 of them have already moved out, but I still have 4 home and I'm extremely busy. I don't stop. Like, being actually able to sit down and do a live stream with you guys is because I've crammed everything else out of the way and actually managed to sit down and do it. And I'm constantly running, but at some point I will make that time to be able to continue following my dreams and chasing my dreams. And you can dream about stuff, but hey, how are you? Good night. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it, Jester. And, you know, if you have a dream and you don't work hard for it, that's all it's ever going to be, is a dream, which is fine if you're comfortable with that. But you know what? Why dream about it when you can live it? So you got to set you got to set your goals, and you've got to get to that point, and you've got to keep pushing. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, I did not think that this would happen for me anytime soon. I did not think that this was gonna be something for 2019. I figured it would be something for 2003 billion. You know, I didn't think it was gonna be something that happened now. But you know, when an opportunity presents itself, if you don't fight for it and you let it slip through your fingers, then sometimes you just didn't fight hard enough, or maybe you just don't want it enough. And I find that there's so many people that become negative towards you for succeeding and working hard, because they're jealous of what you have and what you've achieved, but they're not willing to work hard and push for themselves. And that to me is an absolute shame, because you know what? If I can do it, I'm nobody. Like, I'm a nobody. I really am. I'm just little old Shishi. I take care of my kids. I run to the bus stop. I run to the store. I clean my house. I look after my children, and that's that. And my fish. I love my fish probably a little bit too much, but I'm obsessive with my fish. But if I can do it with 4 children at home, there's no reason that anybody else can't. And I really hope that in me being able to actually live my dream, I really hope that it encourages other people to push harder for their dreams. I really do. Like, and I really hope that this journey will help people make better decisions with it. You know, and exactly, Shelby. If you let something go, if I let this opportunity go, I knew this was never coming again. This kind of opportunity would never ever ever present. I mean, it's literally, and I'm not even joking, it is 5 minutes down the road from me that I get to go and pick it up from. Like, so I'm so excited to be a part of it, and I'm excited to drag you guys through it too. And I mean, like, literally drag you guys through it, because there's not going to be all prim and pretty and perfect. It's going to be an absolute mess. My fish room is going to look like a war zone for probably the best part of a year. It may even take me 5 years to get it all put together, but you know, we're not even going to think like that for now. But I mean, it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible that it's not going to be a quick fix. But I definitely, I'm definitely going to be sharing a lot of it, and hoping that some of you guys are going to answer my questions, like, what do I do with this? Where does this thing go? So I rely on you just as much as I rely on anybody else in this community. You guys absolutely rock, and so many of you, in fact, all of you, I admire for all of your own individual things, your own individual outlook on fish keeping, the fish that you keep yourselves, the tanks. There are some of you guys have some of the most amazing tanks I've ever seen, and I'm just like, there is no way I can do that. That tank is out of this world, and some of your guys' tanks and the efforts you put into them is just mind blowing. So don't ever let anyone put you guys down. Not any one of you, because all of you have amazing tanks. All of the tanks that I've seen from these guys are just, ha ha ha, alien, you're funny. But it's true. Excuse me, I'm sorry. There's just, it's just phenomenal. I don't think there's a single thing, and like every single time I look into my fish tanks, there is always something new I notice. Like always something new. Whether it's yeah, it's just exactly Dan. I couldn't have put it in better words. Like I really couldn't. There is so much to explore. I I could not read fast enough to keep up with the amount of knowledge that I want to learn. Like there are so many different things that I want to learn about that I could literally I think I could read a page a day until I die and I still wouldn't know a damn thing about the water world. I really oh my god, there's just so much. And I want to know everything. I want to learn everything. I want to learn all of these different species and get myself into so many different species that I just take something, learn about it, share it, move to something else, learn about it, share it. I'm just, and it truly is. It truly is. There are so many different species of fish, and I can't wait. I can't wait to be able to share so many different things with you guys. And hopefully also with this, it will also be an extension to my online store and my team green oasis farms. These guys have been also an absolute massive support for me. They are family, and they have also encouraged and helped and supported in everything that I am trying to achieve, and they're equally as excited as I am, so that's fantastic. So, and also, who out of you guys are going to Aquatic Experience this year? I believe it's October. Excuse me. Because hopefully I'm going to be there. It's in New Jersey. Yeah, I'm not going to Aquashella either. I I wanted to, but I'm not going to Aquashella. I'm going to go to it's just a little too far for me. I I can travel a couple of hours away, no problem. But my anxiety levels from being away from my family so far that I can't make it back in a couple of hours, that's just to me that's just not. And I'm not really a fan of flying, and I just like I say, my anxiety levels just go straight through the roof if I'm more than a couple of hours away from my family. It just my family are way too important to me. I'm that weird mother that when the summer ends and the kids have to go back to school, I'm crying because the kids are in school, not because I don't I don't like my children being away from me. My children, they're precious, they're mine. And I don't like the silence. Like, I hate when my kids go back to school. I don't want my kids going, like, when they go back to school, I miss them so much. Like, I miss my kids, and I literally sit here and cry like a baby because, well, I'm pathetic. But, I think there's a lot of parents that should be the same. Oh, awesome, Dan. Thank you. I can't wait to check it out. Actually, I think that may have been what my notification was. That's why I looked down, because Siri was asking me questions about something that I said. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I never said her name. So why she's talking to me, I have no idea. But yeah, I can't wait to see that video. That's going to be awesome. But I'm definitely excited, and I didn't want to say, you know, I've kind of known that this may have been something that was going to happen over the past couple of weeks, months actually. But I didn't actually want to say anything until I knew for sure that, no, this is exactly what's happening. You are going for it and you're going to do this, and everyone's going to think you're slightly out of your mind, and that's fine. I'm a little crazy. It's okay. I'm comfortable with that. I'm completely comfortable with that. So I'm just very, very excited to be able to share it with you and, you know, keep pushing. Q, hey! Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, Dan. I would really love that. That would be awesome. Q, did you hear what was going on? For those of you that don't know, Susie actually used to live like literally 10 minutes from where I live. And that's kind of crazy because as soon as she said the words Clark Summit, I'm like, that's that way. That's just over there. Susie, I just bought a huge fish room expansion of about 60 fish tanks and all of the equipment, the lights, the plumbing, you name it, it's coming. And I may be slightly out of my mind. So when I said to you the other day that I was working on it, I actually genuinely am working on my fish room. She done did it. Yeah, you are completely right. Susie, I'm like, the opportunity it's just never, it will never come again. So for anyone that's like gonna watch this on the replay, yeah, I've repeated myself 500 times. I'm okay with it. And at this point, I'm just like, I don't know whether to laugh or cry. Susie, I tried to record a video, like the whole get in the car. I have 500 square foot. About that. So like my entire basement, I can fill every single wall and even make my own walls in between for even more fish tanks. So I honestly, I haven't taken the time to celebrate. I didn't know whether to cry, laugh, rock in a corner, um, cry or cry. And I was trying to record a video about it, like, and like I was saying to Susie a second ago, I got in the car and I'm like, oh my God, guys, this is what's gonna happen. Like, I'm on my way to go and do this awesome thing. When I got there, I literally forgot to take my phone out with me so that I could record like all of this stuff. And I mean, like, there is just walls of it and boxes and boxes. I forgot my phone, so I was like, okay, well, I can't show anyone really, apart from the few pictures that I have. I can't really show anyone what I purchased. And then when I got back, and I was like, oh my God, I actually did it. I went, I put the money down on it, and it's mine. And I kept trying to record this video, and I just kept like going to cry, and I'm just like, oh my God, pull it together, woman. Like I couldn't pull it together. I couldn't stop getting emotional over it because, as I was saying to everyone else a little while ago, like, this was something I planned for the future, and somehow it's presented to me now. Oh, oh, I love you. Thank you, Susie. Like, I'm just like, wow, this is just. I knew it was gonna happen. Didn't think it was gonna be like now. This is like a hello. It's now. It is absolutely now. So, I mean, it's still going to take me a long time to get everything put together and set up the way I want it set up, and the whole the walls and the tanks the way I want them and running. Oh, I'm I cannot wait. I cannot wait. It's gonna be an absolute blast. It is gonna be a blast. And the other thing I can't wait to get figured out is this lighting, because it's just this side's like blinding me. This side is like actually hurting my eyes, like I'm squinting. I found myself like can't see anything. This one's fine. But if I have them where I'm supposed to have them, they reflect off of the tank so bad that you can't see the fish at all. So I'm just, why? Why did I buy lighting that you can see? Because it looks terrible. Something is reflecting over here. Oh, my shop light from over there is reflecting over here because I didn't turn it off. My goldfish are telling me that they're starving. I mean, look at them. They're so hungry. Always. But anyway, guys, I think I just realized it's been like an hour and 15 minutes. So I'm actually going to leave it right there. For anyone that's watched to this point, thank you so much for sharing with me and listening to me ramble on about this. And I really hope that everyone is like, thanks, Dan. Thank you so much for being a part of everything and allowing me to be completely stupid. Like, you guys have been so great and supportive, especially like with my efforts on with Green Oasis Farms. I'm a big part of that community, and that is my family right there. That's my home. So if anyone wants to come and join me on Green Oasis Farms on Facebook, please come over and join in the fun. And you can all be my weirdos that unite. That's kind of my thing. Every single day I try and have a new topic for everyone to be involved in. I try and keep everyone talking about things that are going on and sharing your tanks and your experiences, and even the complete mayhem that is Mondays. Like, who would have known that this Monday was going to be this crazy? So again, I really want to thank everyone for being a part of this and continuing to support pretty much everything that I'm doing and going through and pushing for, and I really hope that I can be there. Thank you so much, Shelby. And I hope that I can be there for all of your journeys too. And like I say, you ever want to reach out to me on Facebook. There is nothing better than an accepting community and people that understand your freakish fish stuff. There's nothing better than that. So for that, I'm going to leave it there. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, because, things are going to happen here. And yay. I'm going to keep everyone posted. And I promise you, I'm going to get back onto a real track of actually, like, making videos that I'm not going to bawl my eyes out over and end up not being able to take at all. So I'm going to actually try and keep up with the few projects that I already had going, and I'm gonna make some more videos about those, and then keep moving on from there. So again, thank you so much for your support, guys. Have a wonderful night. Keep sharing all your fish stuff with me, your tanks, your dilemmas, your drama, whatever. Just share it all with me, because I love to see it. And on that note, have a great night, and my typical saying of keep it weird. Have a great night, guys. Thank you so much.